You are listening to Viewpoints from PlaceCloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
We're standing in the leafy square of Dean's Yard in Westminster, surrounded by the buildings of Westminster School and the Abbey. I'm going to take us back in time to a warm July day here in 1883, and to a working people's flower show held by the Westminster Window Gardening Society, presided over by Lord Shaftesbury and Dean Stanley. This travel back in time comes courtesy of a detailed report placed in the Derby Mercury newspaper. To turn out of the busy street into this quiet close is almost an extraordinary sensation. In one moment we seem to have reached the haven where we would be, and to have left behind us all the noise and turmoil through which we have been passing. The old grey houses stand quietly all around the garden, and seem to look down upon us benignly and kindly, much as a good-natured grandmother looks on the rising generation. The strains of a band presently reach our ear, and points us to the place which we have come to investigate. And, entering a well-kept square, in which are some big rustling trees, we observe the tent that contains the outcome of many a child's care, and many an older person's warmest endeavour to do something worthy of a place and perchance a prize in the show. It is most pathetic to walk round the stands and look at the flowers that are proudly placed for our approval. Here is a stunted geranium doing its best to flourish, notwithstanding its obvious position in a grimy court, for a subtle aroma hangs round its sooty foliage, that tells its own story of a close atmosphere and lack of sunshine that are doubly expressed in the one white face of the child who is sent it for exhibition. Arranged behind the lower plants are several beautiful fuchsias, all grown on elaborate wooden erections, which are no doubt used as window screens. And it is really wonderful to note how extremely handsome and successfully managed are these somewhat capricious creatures, for all would do credit to a far higher station in life than for the one that they are destined. No one can possibly overrate the good the Window Gardening Society is doing by encouraging a love for flowers among the folks who live in and round the poverty-stricken courts from whence the exhibits come. There is something humanising in the very look of a flower, something refining and elevating in the care that has to be bestowed on them to fit them for exhibition, and the harmless emulation that urges the exhibitor to do his or her best with the plant she has raised or watched, that tends itself insensibly to the homes and surroundings of the exhibitor. Stepping back into the present, I think there is still a sense that the presence of flowers outside a house, on a windowsill or in a front garden, brings with it the assumption that the house is somehow well cared for. In Victorian times, the presence of flowers in and around the house was strongly connected to both the physical and mental or moral health of the inhabitants. Recent research funded by the Royal Horticultural Society has started to provide a scientific evidence base for exactly this, reporting significant decreases in stress and improvements in self-reported health after the introduction of ornamental plants to front gardens. Acknowledging the rather patronising and profoundly classist language of the Victorian social reformers, perhaps they were onto something with their enthusiastic promotion of window gardening societies across the country.